Hi there. My name is Jackie Murray. I'm with Ask a Tech Teacher. I'm your guide through these 32 lessons in the Structured Learning Technology curriculum. We're on lesson 16, kindergarten, and this is Shapes in My World. Students have done 2 lessons on shapes, hopefully tying in with what's being discussed in the classroom with the rest of your grade level team. And this week, we're going to look for those shapes that they've been discussing, either around the classroom or around the campus, a kind of on-campus field trip, which is very fun for kids. They get to walk all over the place, look in corners, and find these shapes that they have been introduced to. This is best done if you're going to do the second example, which is around campus. This is best done with some parent helpers or other people from your grade level team, so that you have enough people to keep an eye on the kids and pay attention as they find these shapes, because it'll be the parents who will write them down, or whoever's got the iPad and the drawing and annotate it. They're going to be the ones writing this down as the kids come and tell them all the shapes that they're finding. Okay, but let's go back here. So your vocabulary is going to be pretty normal, the same ones you've been talking about for a couple of weeks. Shouldn't be anything out of the ordinary. Problem solving is, I don't think anything new. Students get distracted on the stroll. Do have some training with the parents to remind them to help the students stay on task gently, however you do that in your classroom. If they can't find some of the shapes you're talking about, that's all right. Then they know what the shape is, and they've identified it as not available in their surroundings. Okay, and we're pretty much scaffolding here from existing skills. This goes back to where we talked about early in the curriculum. It takes students 5 times before they really buy into a skill. So when you go to this box and you see no new skills, but scaffolding on previous skills, that's what we're doing, so that they are very comfortable with these skills, ready for first grade. Essential question, big idea, pretty similar. Assessment strategies, anecdotal, annotating in the workbook, because they will have an opportunity with both of these projects to annotate directly into their workbook. Warm up and exit ticket, pretty much the normal. There is one here though, understood math concepts. So the math concepts ask not only to identify these shapes, but identify them in place where they're not exactly shaped perfectly like a triangle or a circle, where they might be tilted, and then to identify these sorts of terms, something above the shape, or the shape is above something else. So those math concepts. So you, depending upon where you are in that learning curve, you might be assessing that. Do be aware of what shapes are around the classroom and around campus, so that you can be ready for it. Be ready to point the students in a direction if they need it. And do be prepared with the shapes stroll to view it as a school field trip, which means you have permission of administration, you have enough parent helpers, you've warned anyone where the kids might be involved in other class activities, even unexpectedly, that this is what's going on. I don't know if there's anything different here. Let's see. I think this is all pretty normal. Okay, the warm-up, just keep them working on their keyboarding. We're in lesson 16, so they are into their keyboarding. They should be getting very used to where the keys are, even if they don't remember where they are. They're getting used to the idea that a key is always in the same place. All right. So you're going to pick one of these activities, or both if you want, if you have time. In the classroom, you'll have them around the classroom, wherever they are. You might point them out. You might do this as a group. You might divide the class into small groups or individuals, where they have a picture of the class, and then they can tell you that's a circle, that's a rectangle, there's a square, whatever they see. and you have the mixture of shapes, the circle and the rectangle. So you want them to identify those sorts of things. Here's some example classrooms that if you don't have an opportunity to do it in your class, or if you want them to be able to, let me back up a minute. You'll be taking a picture of your class. So you'll share that out with the students, and then they can annotate it in their iPads or their digital devices, marking out those. So if for some reason you don't have that opportunity to share out a picture, they have one in their workbooks here that they could, and then do the circles, do the oblongs, do the squares, rectangles, whatever you have, cones, depends upon what shapes they've been introduced to. So and then they can just mark them all here with their annotation tools. Okay, and I think that's it for that one. Do save it, because you want all of these projects that they do available for their end of year parent show, open house, whatever you call it. These would be shared because they'll be in here, they'll have marked it up, and they'll take a screenshot of this, draw a box around that, and then save it to their digital portfolio. Or walk around the school and do it. We do this one a little differently because they are around school. You're not going to give them a picture to mark up. They're going to have people with them. They're going to call out what they see out there. They're going to go back to the classroom and then discuss it. You can write on the smart screen, on the class screen, what shapes they found around the classroom, and then they're going to draw one part of the campus and mark the shapes that they found on it. This is their project using whatever drawing tool you use. Then publish, share, print that. In this case too, you can talk about, okay, you had the swing set, what was above it, what was underneath it, what was beside it, what was in front of it. So you go over these sorts of terms that are called out in Common Core, or probably in any literacy program you use in your school. I think that's about it. They can take notes here. You can take notes. Let's see what their exit ticket is. Have students look at a neighbor's drawing and identify the shapes needed to create the picture. So they're going to work together briefly, a couple of minutes. If anyone gets done early, then they practice more keyboarding. Here's how you can differentiate it. A couple notes you can take, and really that's it. All right. Feel free to ask questions on our forum, and have a great week. Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.